Happy Friday, traders. It's 8:02 a.m. Chicago time on Friday, the 28th of May, 2021, the last Friday of May 2021. Enjoy it. It's dark and rainy here in Chicago, but a nice weekend ahead, hopefully. This is episode number 2003. I want to remind you that derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Diving right into the pre-market summary sheet, we see that the market is in a risk-on sentiment today. Trading higher assets, risk assets are being allocated to, with the Euro Stoxx 50 leading the pack, but not an incredible push or anything. We're looking at the Euro Stoxx up 29 points or 0.72%. Crude oil, oh, the cat has something to say. Crude oil, July, 1 second. Sorry, I gotta throw her a treat. Crude oil up 48 cents or 0.72%. The DAX is up 103 points, 0.67. The laggard today is silver. Silver down 36 cents, trading at 27.58, down 1.29%. Again, allocation is to risk. The cryptocurrencies are coming off a little bit. Although they've just been swinging back and forth, Ether between 1900 over last weekend to I think 2800 or something like that this week. I don't recall, but it's just pretty wild in there. And then today we're looking at Chicago PMI at 9:45 Eastern for the official release. For the member-only release, it comes out at 9:42 a.m. And then we get Michigan consumer sentiment final at 10 Eastern, and then the Fed's fiscal 2022, the president's fiscal 2022 budget at 2 p.m. I think he's requesting, is it 8 trillion or 6 trillion? The numbers are so big, I don't think it makes a difference. So what's on deck today? Biden's budget, the Republican counter proposal, a rebuke, and also this filibuster for the investigation to the January 6th insurrection. So not sure that that's going to impact the market. Lots and lots of politics. We've traded 153,000 contracts in the S&Ps. 153,000 contracts in the S&Ps. The overnight inventory is only about 35% long. It's pretty even. The market overall is balanced, has immediately pushed higher on the open. We finished strong yesterday. We'll go over that in a minute. So far, we have 10.75 points of range. Pretty light trading, pretty light range. Coming into today's session, we were opening in a gap, and now we are challenging yesterday's the high of yesterday. So puts us in a bit of a tricky position. Looking at yesterday's action in our review segment, the primary scenario is looking for a response back, a potential push to the 4206 area. Take out the overnight high at the time was 0350, was looking for a push to 0607 and a response back, a medium response back to 4200, and then was looking for the market to turn around and push into 14 and 21. That would be the target for scenario one. The secondary scenario is an open auction that drops, pushes down into 95. 95 consolidates and then rallies into the close, rallies back into the close. The third scenario is an open test drive down and then push all the way through the 95, 91, 85 to 80 most likely. The scenario that took place yesterday was scenario 2. Scenario 2 has been playing out quite a bit. Let me double check here. As you can see, the last 2 days here, the rotations were pretty limited. Pretty limited versus what we had on Tuesday and before. Market, the VIX is kind of slowing down, and overall the action is pretty choppy, difficult trade. What we had is an open, tested 42.09, dropped to 42.02, 06.75, 200.75, pushed 42.10, and then we had news right here about capital gains right at 42.09 quarter. That was the SOC, and then it drops back below, and then it finally gets into the range and gets rejected, and then it falls back into the range and holds here for a little bit before we get a run into the close, a pretty bullish run into the close. In fact, this isn't the chart that I want. I want my newer chart. Let's pull up the newer chart. 1 second. There we go. All right. That's the old trigger chart. The new chart has the profile sitting on the side, so you don't have to see what's going on. So there we go. Clean that up so you could see the run up on the close here, which coincides with what we see in the Fangman T chart. Whoa, it's a bright chart. You could see that there's a run up on the close with Facebook and Tesla right at the close. We see Google, Microsoft, and others, Nvidia, take a dive, but Tesla and FB finished up strong, and so did the S&P, a pretty big punch higher. So if I reduce everything to just the bars, you could see here the last bar, very strong push higher, and then from there we continued higher, pull back to where we were, and then an equal high, which makes it look weak to me, an equal high, and then sideways into today's session. So coming into today, what we see is that we're below the full session mid, below full session VWAP, below the overnight point of control, and we have what is a high here at 17 quarter versus 17 half. So this is missed. This double top has missed by a tick right in here, and we have what is an M formation, which is generally bearish. Which generally shows weakness in the auction, inability to continue higher. It doesn't even have a higher right edge or pivot. To me, this looks kind of weak coming into today's session. Looking at the overall picture, again, always checking the higher time frame. Looking at the overall picture, pretty healthy week. We had an inside week last week, after a wide-ranging week before that, and we are having a higher low, higher high. This is quite bullish. We're very likely to press into the 42.32 quarter all-time high. To me, it's yesterday again we tested that 41.95 area, the point of control. You can see that that's basically the low. The low of day yesterday was 41.94 and a quarter, so it pushed through that point of control, which is in the statistics box right here at 95, pushed through by 3 ticks before the rally. To me, this looked bullish coming into the close, and I expected it to be bullish into the overnight session. But the market, the way the market's structured this morning, it looks like it's likely to fall back into the range a little bit. So overall, pretty decent week for the bulls. The sellers just could not The sellers just could not gain any territory this week. This is trouble for swing shorts. We're likely to see them continue to get squeezed. The overall point of control is 41.55 still. Let's take a look at the order book. The order book, pretty plain. 42.20 has an offer. It's a strike price up there. Only about maybe 30% of it is a block trade. We have some size at 42.11, but it's not really a one block. 42.0275 has a pretty good block, and then 4200, as we would expect, has a pretty decent block in it. That's what the order flow is showing. Looking at the structure, here, we see that it's really not able to hold higher prices, and the pushes down are since the high was put in at 42.17 and a quarter, the pushes down have pretty good participation to the downside. And by the way, those of you who had Edge Pro X, you'll notice the relative delta that's broken into different sizes: large, small, very large. Is on its way in the next release. That's going to be available to you, and it's checking it against IQ Feed. It's very accurate. In any case, not much to glean from the overall picture. Looking at TPOs, yes, one thing to note: yesterday left a double TPO low at a double TPO at the low. Relatively weak low yesterday against the prior day's close. This is a weak structure overall. It's a balanced profile. Looks pretty decent. The value area is valid, but what we have is two TPOs at the low here. This is not likely to last. So that 94.75 is marked on your master levels as a double TPO low, and it's likely to break. So just look out for that, and that's about it. So let's move on and look at what the expectations are for today, and I'll let you get on with your Friday here. It's a great day. Just looking outside my window here, great day to just roll up in bed and just sleep. It's a dark, damp day, my least favorite kind. Okay, so what are we looking for today? Today we have the overnight point of control above us, VWAP and mid on top of each other, but also above us. The inventory, as I said, the overnight inventory is long, about 35%. No material impact there. I don't expect too much in the way of inventory correction on the open. However, I'm looking for an open auction. An open auction could be in range, could be out of range. We're opening right against the edge of yesterday's high. Remember, yesterday's high is 42.10 even, but I'm looking for this thing to push a little bit higher, consolidate up here against the overnight point of control, full session mid, full session VWAP, and I'm looking for it to fall back in. I'm looking for it to fall back into yesterday's point of control at 42.04, consolidate, retest the 4200, potentially poke through underneath the 4200, and then push higher into the close. Remember, Monday is Memorial Day in the U.S. The futures markets are open till 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. It is a holiday, so today is the last day of the month. So there's likely to be some jitter and flutter at the end of the session today to balance out the books for the month, but also to prepare or hedge into the long weekend. So on Monday, the futures market is open, but there's no real trading. It's a holiday. I will not be here on Monday. So remember, as we close today, you want to be aware that it's end of month and it's a holiday. Pay attention to that. The secondary is an immediate push into the prior range, into yesterday's point of control at 42.04, and then consolidation in this area, and then I'm looking for it to push back up into the point of control and then squeeze into 21. So up here we have 21. Let me turn on the stock zone levels here. Right up here we have 21. That's a key target. We have 14 being a single print, which we pushed into in the overnight session. It's very likely to be taken out today. On scenario 1 or 2, and then I'm looking for scenario 2 to really push towards this high volume node here into the close. So that's scenario 2. Okay, I'm not going to give you scenario 3. The market's not really out of balance, and it looks kind of weakish, so I'm not expecting a scenario 3 for today. Good luck. Again, it is Memorial Day weekend. It's a holiday on Monday. Pay attention at the close. There's likely to be a move. So I'll catch you on Tuesday morning. Have a fantastic, if you observe Memorial Day, have a fantastic weekend. It is the official start of summer here. And it looks like masks are coming off here in Chicago and life's getting back to normal. They've done a great job vaccinating everybody and opening things up. It's just very strange to go into a Starbucks or a pharmacy, a Walgreens, or some of these big box stores like Target and not have a mask on. It just feels like I'm always forgetting to put something on. So talk to you later. Again, pay attention to what happens at the close today. Good luck.